Well, I don't know what to say. At the CAC, we have our meeting scheduled. Dave's not here. Guess we'll hang out here, see if anybody else joins us. I guess I can pause the recording. Well, hello, everybody. This is Chuck Laurie, the facility chair of the Contemporary Arts Center. And we have Dick Rosenthal here, the patron of the building. And we're having our first meeting with in a year and a half with the committee. You know, I joined the board about 2.5 years ago at the request of Rafaela and the president to help the CAC get meet their 2030 district goals. Now, 2030 is a plan to reduce your energy use by 50% by the year 2030. It's administered here in Cincinnati by the Green Umbrella, and Rafaela joined up. We're one of the founding members of the 2030 district. There are many across the United States, and my experience has just been volunteering with the U.S. Green Building Council and doing commercial lead documentation for several projects in Cincinnati. I'm also the chair of the local Greater Cincinnati Earth Coalition that produces the Earth Day event. I'm very active with the USGBC and Green Umbrella and Earth Day, and I publish an online magazine, Green Cincinnati. I want to share my screen, and I'll go through the documents that we have produced on our journey to get the 2030 goals established. This was an article that I wrote that was published in the 2030 district newsletter. It just outlines the reporting requirements for the 2030 district, and we enter them into the portfolio manager to Department of Energy program. And as you can see on the report here, and I've sent this to all the chair members, that our chilled water is the black line, our natural gas usage is the red line, and the blue line is our electric use. We're required to report those to demonstrate that we're meeting our goals. The CAC is a very unique building, and we've determined our own goal. Currently, our EUI, which is energy utilization or energy per square foot per year, is about 300, and we've established a goal of 125 as our goal to reach. Read more about it. Another thing that I've implemented to help us reach our goal is this is a a program that's provided free by the U.S. Green Building Council, and it's an energy, water, waste, transportation, and human experience reporting system. And this is a path to LEED certification for the building. So as we met with Rafaela and Dave, we've decided we're going to try to achieve LEED Platinum at the building, which in conjunction with the energy reduction is.
Do we have any level of LEED at this point?
Yes, 51 indicates that we currently are LEED Gold.
Okay.
So I've been reporting on that, keeping that update, and then the next thing I want to share is I'm sorry, it's not right. The CAC district has a lot of tools that we can use to achieve our goals, and one of them was a free walkthrough, so that we had some experienced engineers come and illustrate or show our, take a preview our building, and went through the different systems, and we performed this last summer. So there was a Creekwood Energy, Mike Farrell, Peter Rash with Petco, and Dave Gertie and myself, and we just went over the general systems of the building, the different air handling units, talked about the lighting. Dave's done a really good job of converting first to compact fluorescents and now to LEDs as we go through. And talk a little bit about this sensors that we might have. Like I said, this is the LED lighting. We reviewed the HVAC systems, the chillers, the air handling units, refrigerants that are being used in the building, water heaters, talked about the envelope of the building, whether it's well air sealed or how much insulation we have on the roof, all those sort of things. Also, we looked over the water systems, the energy, the water efficient systems for the building. So that
just a question, Chuck.
mm-hmm.
How realistic did they think our goal is?
It's a very challenging goal. We are currently using air conditioning to dehumidify the building. So we're taking the warm air, moist air from during the summer, and we're chilling that air down to 55 degrees to lower the humidity. Then we're heating that air back up to something that would be more acceptable to put through the duct, 60 degrees or something. And we're doing the same thing in the winter. We're actually heating and cooling at the same time all year round. And that's the challenge that we have. And this is the main recommendation, is to try to pre-treat the outside air that we bring in. And so we have it's an air-to-air heat exchanger that is what is suggested for the major improvement. So we'll capture that heat or cooling that we're exhausting, and we'll capture that humidity and actually recover about 90% of that.
The obvious question to a novice is, would a dehumidification system be more effective for what we at least currently have?
That would just solve part of the problem. The other part of the problem is the fact that we're exhausting treated air, tempered air. Yeah. We're exhausting cool air during the summer. We're exhausting warm air in the winter. Okay. And you can get a unit that that will actually recover both of those. So this is a written narrative from the walkthrough. And they talk somewhat about the programming. The next step that I have in the process is that we're going to meet with our controls and our maintenance people with the building. Dave Burdian and I and Tim Heineman, who provides chilled water to the building. So we're going to start getting down into the big question is, can we fit this unit into our existing HVAC penthouse?
Okay.
So that's going to be the big deal. Also, the narrative went over some of the kitchen appliances, and we might install a better grill and exhaust fan for the kitchen.
Which begs another question, and that's whether or not any of these with these recommendations, is there also a cost estimate?
Yes, most recently I've been attending one of the Green Umbrella's impact teams on energy efficiency. And this team is focused around churches, but I joined it because we're a nonprofit like a church is.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was interested in what kind of financings that are available to nonprofits.
Oh.
And I learned about that the PACE financing is an energy efficiency bank of money, pot of money that we can borrow from at a low interest rate for energy improvements. Okay. And I had been familiar with it earlier, but I thought that you had to pay taxes, property taxes, if you were going to have that, but that's not true. The money is still available. The low interest rate is still available for nonprofits like the CAC. So once the next step we need to do is to do some energy modeling of the building and demonstrate that we can pay for the improvements based on the savings that we're getting.
Great.
And I believe that that's where we are right now. This other report just goes through some of the other mechanical systems, and we walked upstairs, and that's what I was going to do today. I thought we'd wrap up our meeting by going upstairs, but we'll do that at another time. In a nutshell, Dick, that's what's going on with the building. I think we.
I should have asked the question at the time in a very early slide. There seemed to be a pretty big variation with the electrical use.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wondered why those big variations.
Well, it was more of the heating and cooling that the big variations came from, and you're talking about this slide. And let me see if I can share my screen again. So that's this slide. Mm-hmm. That shows how we're both heating and cooling during the whole year. The chilled water we get from the city, mm-hmm. We buy that already chilled, so we don't have chillers on site.
Right.
And we get natural gas and have regular boilers for our heating. But as you can see, this, between 1500K and 500K, those two curves just cross each other all year round. And the whole idea of trying to have energy recovery would be to lower both of those graphs by 500K.
Okay.
So we're essentially cutting our expenses in half. And even if it's a $200,000 retrofit, we should easily be able to pay $5,000 a month. I mean, well, I'm not going to get into a bunch of numbers, but it'll work out. So that's our next step, is to try to.
So recovering that cost will be 6 years, 8 years?
Oh, well, I was just basing it on a 30-year loan, you know,
Oh, okay,
to pay for it off. So
okay.
the building's, now it's getting to be about 20 years old now.
Mhm.
So we've done a walkthrough. That's what's called a level 1 audit. A level 2 audit is to document all the equipment in the building.
Mhm.
And then the level 3 audit is to do an energy model. And the energy model will be able to give us proof that the investment that we're going to make will, you know, be able to pay for itself.
Right.
Okay. And I just wanted to wrap up it with the next phase that I envision for the building is to go carbon neutral. You may be hearing more and more about this. You know, companies, ADM, the big grain company, just announced that they were carbon neutral. And so the strategy for the CAC is to get our chilled water to be made by renewable energy, electricity from the solar panels or wind farms. You know, Dave Girdings negotiated an excellent deal with a wind farm in Texas. We get all our electricity from wind farms in Texas.
Wow.
And at a competitive rate.
Yeah.
The big hurdle for the CAC is how to get off the fossil gas.
Mhm.
And at the recent Midwest Sustainability Summit that we had a panel there to discuss just what we're talking about here, how to get carbon neutral. Steve Hamster from Malink demonstrated that you can use, you're probably familiar with geothermal systems where you're getting the heat from the cooling from the earth. Well, you can do that with the sewer system as well. Sewer system water is 60 to 65 degrees. We could tap into that sewer system. We could extract heat from the sewer system to heat this building.
A lot of bad jokes that have come out with that one.
But hey, we're pushing the envelope here at the CAC.
Okay.
We're on a new charted territory.
Right,
So
that's what the CAC is all about,
I
right?
think it's what the CAC is all about.
There
So
you go.
it's a great a great end to our meeting, and I look forward to seeing you all at the next meeting.